Hi there folks, well welcome back to my channel, and for this video I'm back in the Lothians. I'm actually in the village of Dirleton, and where I'm going to be going to is Dirleton Castle. And I wasn't too sure if there was actually a car park for the castle itself, so I've been a bit cheeky and I've parked across the road from where I know the pedestrian entrance is to the castle, and I've parked at the Dirleton Arms Hotel, so I might have a wee nosy in there on my way back out and maybe see if I can see what they have on offer for lunch or something. But this is a historic Scotland castle, I'm sure. So again, making good use of my Historic Scotland membership. And yeah, this is not one that I've been to before. It's actually not that far from North Berwick. So again, if you're in this area, you can easily do two castles in one day. Because again, Dirleton Castle is just on the other side of North Berwick itself. So I will be grabbing my bag in just a second and heading up to the castle. Before I do that, if you're enjoying my channel, if you're enjoying my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will post a link to the channel's Buy Me a Coffee page and the channel's TikTok account as well. And I'm pretty sure there is a website for Dirleton Castle, so I'll link that in as well. So if you want to have a wee nosy on the website, see what's going on, you can get all the information there. So I'm going to be grabbing my things in just a second and walking up to the castle. Yeah, so I actually just briefly popped into the Open Arms Hotel, which I thought was called the Dirleton Arms Hotel. But it's actually really nice in there. Very swanky, it's very posh. I might have to have a wee nosy on their website and see if I can maybe look into maybe having a wee stay there, because it does actually look really nice from what I saw. And I know that the castle is up there, just beyond that wall, and I had thought that the way in was through, there's that gate, that archway over there, but there's actually a sign saying that it's a private road and there's no entry. So I'm guessing that must be for the farm that's kind of next to the castle. So I'm guessing the way into the castle itself is back along the way I came. So head along this way and try and find a way in, because I can see the castle, and that is very much like the outer wall for the castle there. So I'll just have to try and find a way in now. Definitely back along the way I came. I think there's a gate or a gatehouse in the wall over there. So head up in that direction. I could have actually parked a bit closer to that actually. But hey ho, gets me a walk. Yeah, so if you keep an eye out for the Castle Inn, which is that building over there, there's a wee bit of parking over there. Not much. But I've parked all the way around there, just around the corner. So that's a tower on the wall. Also the saltire flying. And this is the entrance to the castle itself. So this is the entrance here. And also with the being a sort of Scotland site, they don't actually let any drones being flown on the site to try and protect it. And so they've also got the gardens. It looks like a dovecote, the castle, and yeah, so those are the opening times. So let's just send through this way. Oh, it's also the stamping station for the John Muir Way. Yes, that's me in the gardens. I've got this garden here. I think there's one on the other sides of the fence, so I think I might just start through there. And the lady at the ticket booth was saying that they've got some electricity issues just now, so some of the building is closed off, you can't get access to just now, and another part is closed because of conservation work. but there's still bits of the castle you can get into and have a bit of an explore. And they definitely have a good look of the castle on the outside as well. So I think this garden here is a Victorian garden, which, yeah, it does very much look like a Victorian garden. So I will turn the camera around and let you have a good look. We definitely have a lot of yew trees and some monkey puzzle trees as well. So turn this camera around. So yeah, we've got a monkey puzzle tree right there. A lot of yew hedges. So I think they are doing some work on the gardens just now, probably prepping it all for winter. And I always do like the fact when they have some seats so you can actually sit and enjoy what you're seeing. Also, they've got a wooded area as well. Definitely like our yew trees. I think that was very much a Victorian thing. Looks a bit like a bowling green over there. And so you pass here, it takes you back into what the lady at the ticket office is calling the Arts and Crafts Garden. So it's probably more of a early 20th century garden. It's a bit more informal, a bit more kind of country garden sort of thing. I guess the castle will be up along this way somewhere. This castle does seem to be right on a major bus route, so I'm guessing you should be able to get a bus from North Berwick to here. So even if you're not driving, you should be able to get, I think the bus stop was pretty much right outside where I was coming in. So kind of right at the Castle Inn. So pretty much drops you right at the entrance for the castle itself. And the lady I was talking to when I came in was saying definitely stop off at the Ducat, which is just try to get my finger in the right place. It's just there. So again, that seems to be quite a common feature of estates like this and castles. I've definitely seen quite a few of them over on the east coast. So definitely have a wee look at that before I head up to the castle itself, which I think is just up on the right hand side. So that's the castle there. Obviously using the natural geography to its best advantage. Got these rocky outcrops. Just one there, and just one over there at the base of the castle as well. Obviously using it as part of a defensive structure for the castle. And that was the wee kind of view woodland in there. I was standing in just a few moments ago. And they do have a suggested route, which you just follow the signs for. And it just takes you around outside of the castle itself. And then takes you back around, you go up the steps that are just there. Because the drawbridge itself, which is on the other side of the castle, is closed at the moment. Yeah, so that's the open arms inn down there. So that's how close it was that actually part of the castle. But the entrance to the castle itself is essentially where the saltire is. Yeah, so I'll head in here first. Then I'll keep following the route around the outside of the castle. It does look like quite a domineering lump of rock itself. But I'll get to that in a moment. I think that probably would have been an original way in. Or one of the original ways in. Because that gateway down there, that does very much kind of lead up here and takes you a hell of a lot closer to the drawbridge than the way in that I came. So I'm guessing all the land down there to belong to the castle at some point. So this is the way in. So I took it all. Even from here it's quite an impressive sight. Because you can just see all the way up to the top. Must have been some sort of drain or something. Definitely looks like an original feature. It's actually set right into the floor. So, some information. Yeah, so the bit at the top of the roof, right at the apex, to being open to the sky, which allowed the pigeons to get in and out. Yes, that's Dirleton Castle right there. Yeah, it is quite an impressive or quite a domineering piece of architecture, but then again that's part of the point. Obviously it is on this bit of raised ground, so obviously in the past a lot of these trees wouldn't be here, which would give them quite an amazing view of the surrounding landscape, and which would have meant that everybody in the surrounding area would probably have seen this thing from quite a way off as they're travelling through the area. So you've got the drawbridge over there, which I won't be able to access the castle through this time, because the bit that the drawbridge is going into, so that bit there, you can't access just now. It's this bit of the castle here that I'll be able to get into, or the parts of the castle I'd be able to get into on that bit. And even though I can't actually get to the castle this way, you can still see it's one hell of an impressive entrance. And from here you can see all the way to North Berwick Law. That's how commanding a view you would get from here. Yeah, one thing in Scotland always seem to have plenty of is information boards. So there's been 3 families who have owned Dirleton Castle and lived here. And that also gives you an idea of what the castle would have looked like in its prime. Yeah, so with that bit of the castle still being off limits to the public, so I have to follow the path around this way. And to the steps that I saw when I was coming in. That should be just around this corner. Yeah, so these are the steps that take you into the castle. So it's the current access. Definitely get my steps in on this one. Yeah, so again another information board. Obviously, again giving you an idea of the layout of the castle, which are like 3 different sections. I'm guessing that bit over there probably been the earliest bit. This bit over here might be a bit later. And yeah, so yeah, the oldest building visible from here is the East Range. So that's 1. So I think that's that bit over, just over there. And 2, that's from the 16th century, so that's this bit of the building here. It's just that big that you can't get it all in the one shot. But the really impressive bit that you see when you're coming in, which you would have gotten access to through the drawbridge, would have been the 16th century section of the castle. And unfortunately, it's pretty much all out of bounds. There's a wee section of it that you can go into. You can see the vaulted ceilings and sections of it. And this section here. So all these little different rooms. You'll be able to get up to the top of the walls and explore up there. But obviously can't do that today because they're doing a lot of conservation work. They'd rather they did that and protected these buildings than do nothing at all. And so these are the Ruthven lodgings. And that bit there would be the very door that you'd come in through if you're coming in through the drawbridge. So, fully nosy up here as well. Yeah, so that's the Victorian Gardens all the way down there. And managed to find my way up to what would have been the Great Hall. Also when this would have been all roofed and the walls were all sanded. It's been one hell of an impressive sight to see. It had like massive windows. And this in itself is quite an impressive bit of architecture. I'll try and get a clearer view of it in just a second. But this would have been one hell of a hall. So, it's a better view of that feature on the wall itself. You can see how it was all carved and decorated. It would probably been a hell of a lot more impressive back in the day. Probably all painted and probably been quite bright colours as well. So that's the steps into the pantry. Yeah, a very low lintel, and it's got a metal beam in it, so don't hit your head. Not sure if we'll be able to get down here. Yeah, I think that takes it down to the kitchen. No, yeah, that's all. It's got a grid stopping you from going down. That's probably a good thing, because I'd probably crap myself going down those steps. Yeah, some of their signs need replaced. There's also gives you some information about the Great Hall. Yeah, so that feature on the wall over there, saying on this, was where the family displayed their silver. So their silver plates, that sort of thing. I showed how fancy they were. But I really appreciate the views for here. Yeah, I wonder if which of the islands that the family owned this place owned. I don't know if it's the island that's closest to the shore, it's one that's furthest, a bit further away. But again, you can see out on the Firth of Forth, see out to sea, and again over to North Berwick as well. Yeah, this is the kitchen in here. So you can see that all the stonework's been blackened because of the fires that they've had. Definitely try and pop in there and have a good look. So the bit of the castle is off bounds through there. So you've got a bread oven here. It's also been blocked off now because that had been the chimney there. Again, just watch your feet because there are some wee small steps. Try not to go on my backside. Yeah, so they've got a slop drain, which is where they would have just chucked everything out and let it drain outside. They'll probably use that to let a lot of the smoke escape. Probably will be quite blowy and quite cold in here. Yeah, I'm not sure what's through those grates. I'll try and see if I can find out. Yeah, there are pigeons flying about. So you can see the scale of these fireplaces, how tall these chimneys are, and that's just one of them. So I'd probably have had like things like spit roasts, all that sort of stuff. To see how tall the chimneys are themselves. So that's the kitchen. Try to see where else I can get into on this section of the castle itself. Yeah, I've come back into the courtyard and the cellars there. I can just see the sign in there telling me it's the cellars. That's closed off to the public just now. There's another wee room up here. Guess that's part of the cellar as well. But massive room. Even from out here you can hear the echo. Don't know if this might be the dungeon in here. Said to say that part of this was a dungeon, but again, there's another massive bit of the castle there. And then coming in here, again, just be very careful with these steps. I wonder what it is that's down there. Or you can get a real good sense of scale standing here. How massive that cellar is. And it stretches all the way back, right beyond that wall. That is massive. This must be the wee chapel. I think this is supposed to be like the priest's chamber. There's a wee sign here saying that. So that'd be the fireplace in there. Yeah, I think this would have been where the latrine was. Well, it's been in here. And again, just watch your head because These lintels are quite low. Yeah. That'd be the poop chute there. And again, there'll be a window here when it was roofed. Can you imagine having this view at your toilet? Yeah, so the way you go back to the visitor centre, or the ticket office, is through the Victorian garden, which is very much filled with these yew trees. And that does very much look like a bowling green. It looks like they've got a wee fernery as well. And that gate's closed. There's the ferns over there. Yeah, probably quite a romantic view of the castle. So if you're coming in to Dirleton from this direction, you'll see the castle in on your left hand side. Just like that car coming in. So you turn right just bore the wee bus stop shelter, and you'll see the little toilet block on your left hand side, and you can park in there. So keep an eye out for the little kids play park, and the parking's just up there. So just to let you know, if you're ever coming to visit, you can park there, and you can just come walk down, and the entrance to the castle is right there. So as I was saying, that's me just out from Dirleton Castle, and yeah, it's a really interesting place, and it's probably one of those good castles that, yeah, it's not as well known, it's not as famous as like Stirling or Edinburgh, but it is open all year round. So like spring, summer, autumn, winter, this is one of the historic Scotland sites that you can come visit. Obviously there probably will be times when I maybe, like, the weather's bad, they might not open, but again, it doesn't happen very often. But again, it's one of those places that is just so full of history, and it's just a really interesting place to go and explore and have a wee wander around. But just to give you a heads up, they do lock up for lunch. Try to see what the time is. I think they close for lunch between 12 noon and 1 o'clock. Again, just like check on their website. They probably will say there when lunchtime is for them. And just bear that in mind if you're coming to visit. But definitely somewhere that I would recommend come and spend some time exploring. Especially if you are going to be in the Lothians, or if you're going to be more towards North Berwick. Especially if you get the chance to go see can't get my words out there. If you're going to see Dirleton Castle as well, this isn't really that far from it, so you can see two castles in the one day. So I'm going to finish the video here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.